Across town is the other end of the fashion market. This is the home of Tokyo's answer to the Sloane Ranger, the Ginza girls. These designer darlings demand the best that money can buy. And it's got to have a Western label.
The super sophisticated, more Ginza types, you could call them Ginza girls, a little bit older, a little bit more polished, who tend to dress for work or for smarter occasions, who will be very sleek and understated, wearing again very designer merchandise. Their hair will always be glossy and groomed, they'll always have red lipstick, their skin is always very well taken care of. Very understated, sort of lots of cashmere.
今日はティファニーでキーリングを買いました。それから、ハロッズでビニールバッグ、それから、お洋服を何点か買いました。で、今日の、ファッションのポイントは、エルメスのスカーフ、それから、ルイ・ヴィトンのバッグ、それと、ティファニーのアクセサリーズ。
私がブランド品を好きなのは外国の人たちが持っていたり外国の人たちの憧れというのを感じてそれで持っているなと思います。
I think the Japanese are absolutely fascinated with fashion. You can see they have so many fashion magazines over here. Now they have a Vogue, which they haven't had before. And I think that they are completely interested in new things, new products, new ideas, and they spend an awful lot of money on fashion. They don't spend enough on their homes because they have very small flats, small apartments, so all their money goes on holidays, goes on fashion.
The Japanese are the ultimate fashion victims. Looking good is an absolute necessity. Japanese designers themselves have been enormously influential.
The Japanese fashion designers that everyone knows about, Rei Kawakubo, Comme des Garçons, Junya Watanabe, Yohji Yamamoto and Issey Miyake, are definitely at the forefront of all the fashion movements right now. Both Yohji and Comme des Garçons showed in Paris for the first time in the early 80s, and I know that they took the world by storm because up until then people didn't really consider dressing in black, especially long layers of black, and very much now black has moved into the general vocabulary of what we always wear nearly every single day. Issey Miyake's always been known for his pleating and his use of incredible fabrics, which he still does today. Printed fabrics, printed pleats, he's always experimenting so with the body to make incredible shapes and forms.
Japanese Designer of the Year, Keita Maruyama, has a huge passion for traditional styling. He has even produced his own range of kimonos.
たまたまアメリカ人である、たまたまイギリス人である、でその国に生まれてその国の文化の中で自分が育っていくっていうことだと思うので、だから日本人である僕が作ってるので同じバックボーンを当然持っている同じナショナリティの人たち、女の子たちがより共感するということはあると思うんですよ。
The Japanese fascination with Western looks has brought thousands of models to Tokyo. British girls Rebecca, Alison, Amy and Bridget find it difficult to walk down the street without causing a stir.
You get a lot of attention from the ladies actually, you know, like when we pull up outside the agency, and the other day there was 2 vans and we all got out the agency and there's loads of people stood at the lights going, kawaii, like this.
Yeah, but the men don't seem to give us that much attention, you know. I think it's just the way that they're so polite, whether you'd be back at home, men would be like whistling at you or shouting at you and looking at you, you know. But here they're like, they just look and then they look away. They really don't do anything.
You never get
it is the women more, you know, like this. Sometimes they stop you in the street and take a photo of you with them. The Japanese, they're so polite to you when you're on the job. For example, right, I go on to set and you always have to take your shoes off, right? So I leave my shoes there and then I walk onto set and like 3 of them all run for my slippers and like try and turn my slippers around the other way for when I come back off set.
The old and the new and the futuristic coexist comfortably in Japan. Traditional kimonos, unchanged for hundreds of years, can still be seen on the streets of Tokyo, side by side with the most outrageous youth fashion and the latest from the catwalks of the world. And Japanese self-confidence is reflected in the current Levi's ad. A homegrown pop star has been cast for the first time. The Japanese don't need any lessons in cool.
Levi's.
Japanのバックボーンの延長線としての新しいスタイルっていうものができていくと思いますし、僕がそこの一端を作れればいいなと思っています。
I think Japan is always going to be at the forefront when it comes to fashion. I think the designers that are here will spawn a new generation. They already have to a certain extent. They're always going to be a great influence in the West. People are always going to look at what goes on here because Japan has always been quite a sort of mysterious country and people need to break down those barriers. So I think the fashion tribes here are going to have quite a knock-on effect in Europe and America because we don't really have that tribal thing at the moment. So more and more the switch is going to come from here. People are going to be looking at Japanese magazines to see pretty much where the influences are coming from.
Drama next on BBC Choice in 24.